Hi everyone, I am your loving Mistress Sam, and this is a Brown Girl anime review. Tonight I'm going to be talking about one of my personal favorite anime, so squee! Higurashi no Naku Koro. I've decided to talk about it because I found out yesterday that there is another season in the work for 2014 and I nearly died. So I figured why not talk about it and get the info out there for anyone who hasn't seen this masterpiece. Today I'm going to be talking about three main things: the art and music of the anime, the plot and story, and the characters. Let's get started. Let's talk about the art and music of Higurashi. First of all, the art is beautiful. It's colorful and uses light, shadow, color, and music to great effect to enhance the unnerving, surreal, creepy, just something is off about this effect of the show. All of these elements work together to create something that gets under your skin and makes you want to watch and keeps you just on edge enough to keep watching, which is great for an anime like this. The music is surreal, subtle, and it's used to a great effect. The opening themes are very slow, creepy, dark ballads, which are interposed with the sounds of cicadas that get louder and louder as the show goes along to just really grate on that sense of unease and that fear that the show puts in you. So sound and art are both used greatly in this anime, in my opinion. They're the perfect way to use them for this sort of show. Specifically about the art, the colors and shadows are used to denote tension and diffuse tension. It uses wonderful extreme expressions, and I was surprised I actually liked them because I tend to not like exaggeration in expressions and bodies. But Higurashi does a great job of using it. Now let's talk about the character designs. It sort of falls flat with unique character designs. They're all pretty generically cute anime moe characters, even the boy. But there is a great diversity of age in the characters. They're all different ages, to the oldest to the youngest. The youngest are children between 6 and 8, and the oldest are closer to 17, 18. Which I liked. I liked that there was a diversity of the age of the characters, which I thought was a great way to enhance the cuteness of the style. Another thing about the art and music, it does a great thing of interposing cuteness and darkness. The art itself is incredibly moe, cute and colorful and bright and soft looking. But it's interposed with this creepy, dark atmosphere of the setting of Hinamizawa, which leads me to talking about the plot. It has 24 episodes and it's wonderfully paced with a long-running archical plot of questions and answers. 3 episodes are the questions where everything happens and it leaves you asking, why? How did this happen? What? Huh? And then you get 3 episodes, or 4, depending on the arc, of answers, where it replays what happens, and you find out how everything fell into place with this story. And it's a great way to use the number of episodes and this slow, dragging pace that just gets under your skin and is just like, you want to find out what happens, but you're afraid to find out what happens, which is wonderful for a horror, scary, creepy show like this. The plot itself uses cliches in a very interesting way where they don't feel boring or overdone. The story itself is a simple town mystery. A new boy moves to this small town in the south of Japan near the coast called Hinamizawa, and something's just not quite right about this town. I'm not going to give any spoilers, and over the course of a 3-week period in town, things begin to go wrong. And each time, it explains what causes this to go wrong. And That's the basic premise. There's a haunted town in the south of Japan and things go wrong. The setting is really interesting. The small town is quite well designed, and it does a wonderful thing with it to enhance the overall theme of the anime. The town has this sort of deserted, dank feeling with the shading of the trees and the constant cicada music in the background. So yeah, the plot and pacing are wonderful. Now let's move on to the characters. There are 6 main characters. Well, 5. Mahabara Keiichi, he's the protagonist. He's the new boy that moves to Hinamizawa. He's sort of an every boy. He's nice, sort of socially awkward, but it's mostly because he's new to town and doesn't know anyone. When he makes friends with the other protagonists and starts to find things he finds interesting about this little town, the festivals, his friends, the local hotspots around town where kids go to hang out, the stores, the shops, the malls, that sort of thing, he gets a little less awkward, and you really get to see his personality. He's sort of witty, sort of sarcastic, but not in a mean way. He's just your, local every boy. Then you have Ryugu Rena. She's all about the moe, is obsessed with cute things and accessories like hats, bows, scarves, cute socks, and loves collecting cute things, but her idea of cute is kind of different from what everyone else thinks. You also have Sonozaki Mion, who's brass, sort of sarcastic, sort of a tomboy, but with a sort of motherliness about her. She likes taking care of the other characters and looks out for them, especially the younger two, Rika and Satoko. Fude Rika is one of those kind of cute little girls. She always seems whimsical and distant, but it hides a frightening wisdom beyond her age. Then you also have Hanjo Satoko, who's a prankster, very sadistic, and quite mean to her friends, but it's her awkward way of showing love. And she's also quite needy for attention. She doesn't like being left out or ignored. So there's a great diversity of personalities. They're not all generic moe girls or superhero boys. And it's interesting to see them interact. I think the interaction of the characters is one of the greatest elements of this show, besides its art and the theme. Their conversations feel natural, except when they're not supposed to be, and it really uses dialogue and the character interactions to push the plot in a very subtle way, so you have to be paying attention to see it. But that gives it great rewatch value. Because of the interactions, it doesn't really get boring to watch, and if you make it through and find out what's really going on in Hinamizawa, when you rewatch it, you'll see interesting little Easter eggs and foreshadowing to stuff to come, which when you see it is like, oh my god, I know what this means now. And it's really great to rewatch it a few times and really see all the little things that make this anime so great. So from MIstressSam, it gets a 10 out of 10 for everything except character design. But that's because they're a little generically moe for me. I love the moe, and I really hate extreme exaggerated characters. But this was just a little too safe on character design for me. But other than that, overall a great show with an interesting plot, fun characters, and beautiful art and music. Check it out!